Okay, so welcome everyone. I guess those couple of minutes waiting was worth it. Very, very glad to welcome all of you here. And we have a huge registration count, and we are still waiting for others to join, settle down. While we are waiting, let us get started slowly. Welcome everyone to the Regional Scrum Gathering Hyderabad series of webinars that we have been organizing for the last couple of months. This is the second one in that series, and we are having more lined up. And a quick intro about the conference before I hand it over to the speaking session. Our esteemed speaker is already here, waiting to get started. I'm very excited. I hope all of you are. So just a quick 2 minutes about the conference. This is Regional Scrum Gathering Hyderabad website, and the title sponsor is the Scrum Alliance. My very, very close friend Vijay, who is also here, and I are organizing the conference on behalf of Scrum Alliance. And we are very, very glad to partner with Scrum Alliance as well as few of our sponsors. So if you are able to get into this website, rsghyderabad2024.com, you'll be able to see the details, and proud to announce, apart from the title sponsor as Scrum Alliance, we also have a platinum sponsor, Boost Arrow, and our gold sponsor, Agile Mania, our silver sponsor, Agile Waters, and a bronze sponsor, Simply Access. And the conference is co-powered by two organizations, Learnovative and Premier Agile, which Vijay and I belong to. And we have a very, very passionate group of volunteers as well. So just a couple of things. This is an in-person conference happening in Hyderabad, probably for the first time after COVID, especially in the Agile world. And this is on November 15th and 16th. The venue is Hotel Marigold in Hyderabad. Now you can browse the conference website for those details. Currently, we are open the early bird tickets, where the conference is going to happen for 2 days with lots and lots of impassionate and igniting sessions. We have a couple of keynote sessions, and we have other speaker sessions. We have an AI clinic, we have a coaching clinic, and we have a lot of achievements on display by the agilists across the globe. So this is going to be a global conference, and I'm sure a lot of us will find a value in this. So the super early bird was closed a few weeks back, and currently we are running early bird. So I would request all of you who joined this webinar, please stay on till the end, because Vijay is going to announce a small gift for all of you to attend the conference, a little bit more motivation. Of course, when you go through the website, you will see a lot of those details out there. And one thing of interest is immediately to look at our keynote speakers. So on 15th November, we have Ashish Vidyarthi and Nandamuni Virendranath as our keynote speakers. And on the second day, we have Snehal, and who is also our esteemed guest speaker on this webinar. So I will let Snehal introduce himself when we get there. Apart from the keynote, we have a lot of great, passionate practitioner agilists across the globe starting, going to speak during the conference, right? And we are going to organize these webinars as part of that. And one interesting factor about, when we started the conference, while what we are today, we have responded to the changes on the ground, to the needs of all of you. I know there is a lot of AI flavor taking over in the conference, and you will learn a lot of exciting things about the conference, right? So as a precursor to that, we are running this webinar, and without much delay, I will invite Snehal, and Snehal is going to be our keynote during the conference and also a guest speaker as well. And when we requested him to a little bit talk about the conference and other talks and workshops as part of the conference in this webinar, he's kind enough to give us some time. So Snehal, welcome to this series of webinars, and
Yeah,
all yours. I'm going to make you a co-host so that in case you need to present something, you can go ahead.
sure. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so excited to come to Hyderabad this time for an Agile conference. I've been there, come once, so very excited to come back. Um, and so looking forward to the conference and meeting all of you there. So one thing, let me see if I can share my screen. So as you guys can see, I'm always coding. Let me, there's my, can you guys see the wrong screen? One second. Can you guys see my screen?
It's loading. Yeah, just loaded.
Awesome. So, welcome everyone. I'm Snehal, also known as the AI Agile guy. Been traveling the world talking about this particular topic, but I'm glad to be here. Kind of give you a little bit about a teaser of what is to come in Hyderabad for the first time. We're doing the AI Agile Foundations work, AI and Agile Coaching Foundations workshop, as well as the Train the Trainer. So, before I start, I wanted to I always start presentation with some statistics. 65% of respondents reported that their organizations are regularly using Gen AI. Generative AI being the buzz across the globe, nearly double the percentage from the previous survey, which was just 10 months ago. This is from McKinsey, which is a very prestige institution, as you may all know. But just to kind of show you that AI is not going anywhere. If anything, it is expanding, and there's so much to learn. And I'm so excited to bring you a flavor of a lot of things where you can pick your journey on where you want to continue. So, Kai-Fu Lee, AI will not replace jobs, but it will change the nature of work. Um, it is it is changing. AI is changing not only how we actually perform our work, but it's also changing how we do our work. So Kai-Fu Lee is a computer scientist based out of Taiwan, very experienced leader in this space. I've gotten a chance to actually hear him speak. But that quote always resonates to me that AI will not replace jobs, and I believe that too. If anything, it will create more jobs and more things for us to do. On the flip side, AI will make it possible for the internet to directly engage people in the real world through robotics and drones and little machines that will do smart things by themselves. This is Jensen Huang. I kind of chance to meet the guy who's running a lot of things at NVIDIA. But this quote resonates because that's his vision. And to kind of showcase his vision, this is where we're headed. Humanoid robots, as futuristic as it may sound, I'm a futurist as well. The humanoid bots are on the rise, and there are many people that are saying here in the States, we might see one of these in our houses in the 5 years time. And so again, China just had their World Robotic Conference, and like my ambition is to figure out how we can merge, and Jensen's also I'm a big fan of Jensen. How do we bring AI into the physical realm? And so to give you a little preview, this is actually Neo, which is just released. They just released this video yesterday, and I thought it'd be a good video to show you. So this is me, but that was Neo 1 beta, not to scare anyone, but this is actually where we're heading. That was not a human, that was actually a humanoid bot by 1X. It's a company from Norway. And so again, just the transition and the pace of where we're headed and how fast we're getting there is just remarkable. And this is actually a video that's AI generated. Coaching Foundations webinar. I am so excited to be here and look forward to seeing you all in Hyderabad this year. Now let's bring in the real Snehal. So this was just a teaser of what AI is capable of doing today. And this is actually a video that was trained only on 10 minutes of data. I just gave it a video feed. It's trained my voice, it's trained my video, and I'm able to actually write text and almost create a clone of myself. So a digital clone is actually getting better and better these days. Now, the flip side of this is that people are scared on how this would impact others. And we're already seeing that turbulence is here. I'll share more of this as I have a talk on ethics as well on what what things you can do to actually prevent and use this in a responsible way. So my name again, Snehal. I am the CTO and CIO, Chief AI Officer of Boostaro. I'm also the creator of what was formerly known as Agile GPT, but now is Nesmo. So Nesmo is going to be, we're still building, we're trying to build the world's first AI Agile agents, and I'll talk about agents and what that means in just a little bit. So my learning journey has I've met various people across the AI space. Many of you guys may know some of these people. Andrew Ying, who's part of deeplearning.ai. He's again, if you guys have not used or heard of deeplearning.ai, really good resource to learn a little bit more technical details about machine learning and how AI works. Eric Topol, who's doing a lot of AI in medicine. He's written a book about the future of medicine and how that can actually, how AI is actually impacting the world of healthcare. Jim Fan, who's also part of NVIDIA, he's actually working on robotics. Project Groot is a project that's happening in NVIDIA. And Jim Fan's work actually, it has to do with how do you mimic the digital world and bring it into the physical world. So doing some remarkable research in that area. And again, all of these people, this is on the bottom there, you see Dr. Eric Berneficen. He is an economist out of Stanford. But one of the things that he says is that if anyone is aware of the Turing trap, how do you avoid the Turing trap? How can you, the Turing test doesn't work as it stands today. So how can the reason why we want to avoid the Turing trap is because we don't want to compare human intelligence to artificial intelligence. The minute we compare ourselves to AI is the minute we fear that AI will take over our jobs. So it's very important and so that's coming out of Dr. Eric Beneficen's research and work. He's actually written a book as well. But I'll share more. This is just, again, I'm teasing a preview with sharing some of their stories and actually my stories as well. And on the very left side, you'll see a person, Cassie Kozarkov, who is my inspiration. My journey actually started with a conversation with her. She was Google's former chief decision scientist. And again, remarkable journey I've had in the last 2 years, meeting people from around the world and really going heads on in this AI ML journey of mine. So how does this AI ML and agile transformation occur? Well, we started with traditional ML, and in the course, you'll learn a lot about how we've transitioned from ML to neural networks to deep learning to transformer models, which is used in GPT, and then generative AI, which is the buzz of, ChatGPT kind of made it accessible to the whole world. How you can use these GPT transformer models using a chat interface, and then we'll talk about drag, and then my most passionate topic I love to talk about is AI agents, what is coming today. The graphic on the right is something I created. I This is how I see agile teams evolving. Obviously it's a slow progression, but we started with all human teams. And then, obviously with ChatGPT and all of the co-pilots that are there, with Microsoft's Copilot, or GitHub bringing their coding Copilot, and Gemini bringing their Copilot as well. Human and AI Copilots have an interaction model, right? You're chatting with them, you're getting a response, you're utilizing that. Then comes the era of what the era that we're in now, especially here in the States, we're pushing a lot in the AI agent space. How do you now bring some autonomy to the agents so they can carry out certain tasks that we used to do, right? And uh, you know, history has said, right, a lot of things have gotten automated, a lot of tasks have been shifted, and this is no different. We're in the same same kind of era. Things are happening, and I think, agents will then now focus on how to do the work while we focus on the why and the what. And so after the agent era, I believe that I'm a big believer in augmented reality. So I do some work with the XR space, spatial computing and spatial reality space, where you bring in AI and augmented reality together, either through the Oculus kind of glasses or the Apple Vision Pro, which is something that we've been experimenting with. And then that will, lead to humanoid bots, which you've seen. But now the timeline for that, many people think that the humanoid bots is maybe 10, 20 years out. But I think that, as a bold believer in what I'm seeing, I think we will have something by the end of in the next 5 years. Especially you might have your own, humanoid bot in your house. Maybe in the States, I can say that that's the progression we're seeing. Maybe other parts of the world, we might see a little bit of delay. But again, this progression is going pretty fast in what we're seeing. So developer gains using Gen AI, is it possible? So I think many of you may have heard of Cursor AI. Cursor AI is a IDE editor that has been released with several different models, but Claude, which is from Anthropic. And I just actually took this from today. Some people that I follow. And he said, I'm trying a new thing today with Cursor AI. I'm just writing user stories with bulleted list of requirements and then having Cursor implement using the composer function and basically QA it and then accept. So now the game has changed. It's AI can do a lot of the things that the developers are doing. But the cool thing is the same person said the new programming language is user stories. So let me tell you, all of you Agilists, that your job is not going anywhere. In fact, it's actually going to get even better. And that is something that I'm going to show you in the 2 days that I'm there when I'm coaching this course of how you as an Agilist can really bring out and 10x and amplify yourself to help your developers do the same, right? So again, it's quite remarkable how you can take a concept from our agile world and bring it into this AI world. And I kid you not, being able to write very good, effective user stories can actually help us elevate. So the productivity gain, though, he said that, within it was a pretty incredible speed up, right? 10 to 15 hours of coding done in 3 hours, right? So that is quite remarkable in terms of, and this is just an experiment that he's doing. If you want to follow Jess Martin, we're going to do a podcast hopefully together to talk about his story. Then I saw another one that in Cursor, someone was able to generate a working database in less than 2 minutes, right? So composer feature within the cursor.ai. I will be showing a lot of this on how you can do it. I actually did something yesterday just by giving it a command and accepting it. I was adding a button to a dashboard that I had made, and I wanted to upload a button where someone can upload a Jira JSON file. So your Jira data. And it basically spit out the code. I just QA'd it. I accepted the changes. And then I'm running just to test. Running it on my local machine. And, it was quite remarkable that this is how we're interacting with code, right? You can take it, and within, I think, less than a minute, I had the dashboard as well as the button for uploading my, Jira data into this, right? So things are changing. GitHub has done similar studies. We have done, as Boostoro, have done a lot of studies, and we'll be sharing specific case studies that I have been working with a lot of clients from around the world to show you these efficiency gains. And it is not science fiction. It's not a lot of people who are saying that this is hype are the same people who have not explored this enough to say it, to be able to back their statements. And we have data supporting that, even though many people are saying that, oh, this, here it's not going to be applicable, whatnot, we have actually seen the quite opposite. So we're really excited to bring you those case studies and share with you, and also teach you how to do exactly this. So this is that modern AI stack. We'll be covering not every component in detail, but this is something that I encourage folks to be familiar with. But in that training, we will kind of talk through each of these steps in the stack and how software development is changing in the world, and how do you actually stay ahead of it as an agilist, and what are some of the things that you can use to help your teams? Because as I mentioned before, teams will no longer just have humans; it will have agents as well. So how will you interact with an agent, right? We are actually going to be launching the first, just like a human staffing agency. Boostaro will be, we will be bringing the first AI Agile coach to Hyderabad as a consultant from another company. So it's going to be my first AI agent employee at from Boostaro joining us in Hyderabad this year. And we're excited to actually partner with this company who's helping us bring that to life. So what's the course preview? So in this course preview in the AI Agile Coaching Foundations, you will learn about AI in Agile environments. You will learn about machine learning fundamentals. And you will also be able to understand how you can leverage AI to amplify your agile role, whether you're a product owner, scrum master, a PM, a product manager. All of these things we're going to be doing in this Coaching Foundations course. We'll also be teaching you AI-enhanced Agile coaching techniques. So what does that mean? That basically means is how do you take for your team, how can you take the data points that you may have not been able to use in the past? For example, your meeting minutes, your meeting summaries, your maybe as a team, you're recording your teams, like the audio. How can you take that audio to get insights and combine it with other data sources like Jira? How can you amplify the retrospective with using that data? So we'll be teaching very hands-on techniques on how you can leverage AI in the Agile space. The ethical considerations in AI development, that is also a critical piece. And so that is something that we will be also sharing with you on how to be responsible. So responsible AI is a whole new component. And so that's another aspect that we focus on in this foundations preview. And the train the trainer technique. So the as part of this, there's another offering that we're offering is train the trainer. And this is actually for trainers who are interested in teaching this course. We'll be doing a separate session, but this will allow you to become a AI Agile trainer with Boostaro, and also be able to teach other courses. Now, the enablement will be only for this AI Agile Coaching Foundations, and I'm sure we'll share more information, specifics on this. But this is an opportunity for you to start becoming and really training, because training is a gap that is going to be there for all organizations, right? And if you can get ahead of your curve in the AI space and the ML space, you can really take this back to your organization. And we're trying to empower trainers globally, not just in India, but even in other places, to build a community to close that gap. So we're really excited to launch this here in India with you all. And so this is basically the preview. I always get questions, what are the agile roles with AI? So you'll definitely have an agile team. Maybe the names will change, but you're working together with an AI team. You may have co-pilots, you may have agents, you may have AI learning facilitators. So it's a mix of human and agents working together. And that is one thing that I think it's really important to understand that this is going to be a reality. If you're not familiar with the agent term, it's really important that you start getting familiar. And that's one thing we will teach in the class. But this is, agents and humans will need to interact seamlessly to provide for the next to the evolution of an agile team. And how do we do that? So Scrum Masters, right? AI-powered sprint planning, automated meeting summaries and action tracking, something that I just mentioned, right? As a Scrum Master, what are some of the tools you can put in your toolbox? And we will be providing you these tools like instantly. You will be able to use it right after the course next day, right? Predictive analytics for sprint outcomes. If you have Jira data and you have data that you're able to share, even if you don't have data, how can how can you actually make that data, right? How can you just like I showed you, I use Cursor AI to mock up a Jira dashboard, right? That is customized to me. And I can do that. I don't need to be a developer to do that. As a Scrum Master, I can pull up Cursor, build an app and use that as a dashboard for one of my retrospectives or a sprint review, whatever the case may be, right? It's so easy today, and it's going to get even easier. So this is kind of from a Scrum Master angle, how do you incorporate AI? From a product owner, how can you use it from a product owner standpoint? AI assisted backlog prioritization, right? AI can use so many data points that we cannot as a human. Even if you were to make an agent product owner, which we are testing, how can you take data from your CRM? Yeah, you're using HubSpot or Salesforce. How can you take that data? How can you take the data that's in your current Jira backlog? And how can you get AI to help you assist, so human is still in the loop because you're getting amplified by AI to get all of the details that you need to make better decisions. So Gen AI for user story creation and acceptance criteria. As I mentioned, the person that tweeted, Jesse, has used user stories as a programming language. So he was saying that this is actually really good that you can use any type of foundational model, create the user stories, and then give it to Cursor to implement. And all you're doing is QAing and QCing to make sure that it's doing it right? And the time it takes to do that has almost dropped significantly. It doesn't take an hour, it doesn't take 2 hours, it literally takes 10 minutes, right? And it's getting faster and faster as compute becomes available. And then AI-driven market analysis, like I said, how do you tie in other ecosystems? AI can help you bring all of those things together. Those are data points that only we as humans can see. So the breadth is there. So again, very helpful for product owners as well. And then we have the development team. So the development team, AI-powered code generation has been there. It is actually getting better and better. Automated code review and bug detection, you can do that through the Cursor AI platform, which I just mentioned. And then AI-assisted testing and QA. So there's a lot of aspects of AI-assisted testing that is baked into all of these AI dev tools that are out there, GitHub Copilot, so many others as well. But I think developers are seeing the most efficiency gains than any other team member in a Scrum team, perhaps. But I would encourage you guys, if you are a developer, to start. If you haven't been using it, start to use wherever possible, and then also figuring out, okay, well, how can I build an agent, perhaps, to do some of these things? And I will teach you a preview of how you can do that in the class, how you can use the agent framework to build your own, I guess, team assistants to help you get to your end goal. So Boostaro train the trainer enablements. Like I mentioned, our vision is to empower trainers across the world with cutting edge AI and Agile coaching expertise and enabling them to deliver transformative, action-packed learning experiences to help others accelerate their AI and Agile journeys as well. So what we're providing in Hyderabad for the first time is the the AI Agile Train the Trainer course, which then will enable you to do to teach the Agile Coaching Foundations course. So you will get to not only so if you actually do the Train the Trainer course, you'll not only get the Agile Coaching Foundation certification, but you will also be able to see that for the first time being trained. And so, and then if you pass, then you can also be able to train that specific course to others. But after that is done, the journey doesn't end there. We'll provide enablements for other courses as well. Boostara has been working to kind of really stay ahead, especially when it comes to the AI space and how do we bring the agile piece to it. So if you look at advanced AI topics, we have AI agent foundations, right? So in the future, that is one enablement I think a lot of people are excited about, especially those who are already in their AI journey, is how can we teach the agent foundations course, right? How can we enable others to build agents? So that is something that is in the works. Similarly, we have personal branding and in AI, that AI foundations enablement is there. So this is just the journey. You can pick and choose however you would like, but the first enablement will be the AI Agile Coaching Foundations, which you will be able to teach right after a successful completion of the Train the Trainer course. So again, in-person event, November 17th. I know Vijay and uh, Suresh will give you more details. But again, additional enablements will be available for purchase at a later date. But we're trying to build a community of trainers to train around the world and really share the vision and passion to say that this stuff is not difficult and it's not something that we should fear. In fact, I think the more we do and the more we educate folks to see beyond what's happening today in the agile space, I think we're in for a good ride. And I'm really excited because there's just so much um, there's so much work being put into not just organizing the conference by, Suresh and Vijay here, but also I think just the community. So if we can build a community of AI Agile pioneers around the world, we can really show what's possible. And like I showed you, I just showed you a teaser of what is possible. But when we do the class and when you join the workshops, you will get to see this hands-on. And you don't want to miss. I guarantee you, you will walk away with an entire new AI toolbox that you can start using right away. And it's not just about generative AI. It's also about, like I said, machine learning, the machine learning aspect of it that, how can we educate people on the foundations of AI and how it was built and brought up, but even the history, talking about the technological changes that have happened throughout history. So with that, those are all the slides I had, but I'm going to leave some room for any questions or that you might have that's pressing. But again, I want to thank Suresh, Vijay, Govind for having me, and hopefully this gives you a good preview of what is to come. And if there's anything, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. More than happy to answer any of your questions.
Wow, this is excellent and super exciting. I'm already seeing some comments. Some are texts coming to me as well on the chat. Snehal, thank you so much. We'll, of course, open for questions, but maybe I will start with my first question and then we'll let others also ask questions. So I'm really excited towards the agent thing that you talked about and see how it can be useful. So what kind of tasks can the agent perform? Like say me being a coach, a trainer, a business owner, a lot of roles that I play in my life professionally. So how can an agent help me do my work? I mean, anything like that, a couple of insights.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, agent building an agent is more of thinking how can you so the task that an agent can do is pretty much anything, right? Like if we really wanted to push, we can pretty much get what we're trying to seek. So I'll give you an example. I built something with what we call Crew AI. Crew AI is a AI agent framework that was released, I think, a couple months back. And in that, I developed a product owner agent to help build user stories. And I built another developer agent, and I think I had one QA agent. So it's a multi-agent kind of framework that I was using. But that you just have to give it a simple task. You say, hey, I would like to, the task that I would like for you to perform is to build an application or a dashboard, or maybe it's something else. But I think for this example, and I'll show this when we get there, but you know, how do you build a dashboard for, looking at customer, let's say, market insights, right? So I think that was the task I gave one of the agents. So what happens in a multi-agent framework is you have one agent where you give that task to, and that agent will then distribute and tell the product owner, okay, you need to go do the market research and write your user stories and do whatnot. So it's leveraging, it's amplifying yourself, right? You won't be able to go to all of these places and do all of that work, right? And then be able to then have another, like the developer agent code those stories, right? So the agent thinking is something that I teach, right? Is like that is something that you will learn. Is that building agents is really it's an art, right? Because do you want the product owner to first do their job or work in the workflow, or do you want the developer to do it, right? So you have to get the product owner to do it first, then have the product owner communicate with the developer agent. Developer agent will then, write the code and all that sort. And then the QA agent has to come next to do the QC, right? So to answer your question, like any task is possible. You can push, but you can also be creative in building any type of agent, right? Whether that is someone like writing something or coding something or maybe even reviewing something, right? From a coaching perspective, one example that I had yesterday I gave was maybe for introverts, right? You want, like, let's say I'm on a call and I'm in this Zoom screen, and I want an agent to help me break ice with other people, right? Break conversation. So I can ask the agent, hey, based off of the conversation, what questions can I ask? Right? That might help me. So that's where the agent workflow comes in. Like, one of the things I'm passionate about is teaching people to realize that agents can be used in any application. It can be used in your Slack bot. If you build a good agent, you can use Slack to access it, right? It's really how you feel comfortable as a user, right? And the user experience matters, right? Maybe it's something simple as, hey, I want an email, 10 o'clock in the morning with a motivational quote every day, right? Tell your agent to do that, right? The agent will then look up real-time information. If you build the agent right, you can get that information. And that's the world we're going to be living in. And it's actually becoming a reality. I have a lot of these things already in play. So I'm excited to share with you all how you can do the same.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, Snehal. I think I'm more excited now to meet you at the conference and probably learn some of these things. And we'll also be looking forward to pass some of these learnings as well through you and through all the participants that will be there at the conference. We have one hand up, Krishna. You want to go ahead with your question, please?
Yeah. So yeah, thanks Suresh and Vijay for organizing this. So Snehal, it was really you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so it was really wonderful. I connected with you on LinkedIn as well, and if you remember, I was talking about agile methodology versus frameworks. So I'm in Bangalore. So my question is, you talked about November 17th training, right? Train the trainer. So is that the one day, just a 1 day program?
Yeah, so it's a full day. You will be doing the AI Agile Coaching Foundations course with every student, and then the train the trainer will be at towards the end. I believe Suresh, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 hours, right? After that 4 hour workshop, the 3 hours will only be for the trainers, where I will be teaching the trainer specific training techniques on how you can teach this. right?
Yeah. So is that my question is that sufficient? Is 1 day sufficient? Generally, see any agile certification, at least minimum we go with 2 days, right? So I'm just curious how it will be because AI itself is there could be a lot. You might find participant with a mix of experience. Some may be familiar with AI, Chat GPT, things like that. Some may be very new. So I'm just curious, how does it look like? Is my question.
Yeah, so it's not just 1 day. There will be two pre events for the trainers, which I will be doing virtually, teaching the trainers ahead of time to prep them with the material. So the trainers will not only just get the 3 hours train the trainer in person, but you will also be getting guidance before November 17th as well. So we'll be scheduling that. I will work with Suresh to kind of put those on the calendar. But the trainers will get a lot of prep materials and information before I come there. And to be fair, that enablement is only for the AI Agile Coaching Foundations. It's not for all the enable. So we're pretty confident that, it in 1 day's time and the prep work, if you do it correctly, and if you're a good trainer, you should be able to teach some of the basic foundations that we offer.
Okay, thank you.
Hopefully
So these details will be published on Regional Scrum Gathering website shortly. Is that
yes.
okay?
I will take that question, Snehal. So Krishna and others, yes, the details of these workshops are already published on the website, and we are going to share some more links right now in a few minutes. But just to give a little bit extension of what Snehal was talking about, so the Agile Coaching Foundations, the AI course, will be conducted half a day on November 17th. So 15th and 16th is the conference in person. 17th morning, first half will be your ACF that is mandatory to attend. And for those who would like to become trainers to be enabled by Snehal on that day, you are going to extend your day and participate in the Train the Trainer workshop. And as a prerequisite to that, you need to attend a couple of online Zoom sessions with Snehal from now till the conference. So there is a lot of preparation run up to that event. And then the participants who would like to become trainers of those ACF of that ACF course should already have been agilists and been a good trainer, coach, etc., etc. So there are certain prerequisites. So all this information is available on the website, and I'm also going to share some links now in a few minutes.
Yeah, because I was looking at the website. It only talks about 2 days conference thing, things like that. So not the prerequisite. Anyway, it's fine if you
Yeah,
want to put it.
when you joined the webinar today, I was scrolling through the website and there is something called post-conference workshops,
Oh,
which
okay.
Vijay will probably share the screen in a few minutes and maybe he can share more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Suresh. Thanks, Neil.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I got a question from Sally that, again, I just wanted to emphasize this is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you have a tech background or you're non-technical. Even non-technical folks, I encourage you to join because it's not, in this course, you will get pretty much the information that you need and the confidence that you need to be able to teach this. And if you're a good trainer and if you meet all the prerequisites, this is a great opportunity for you to jump on.
Sure. Thank you, Snehal. Sayali, you want to go ahead?
No, Suresh, Snail answered my question. Thank
Uh,
you.
okay, awesome. Great.
Suresh, sorry, I'm not able to raise my hand, but I have a question here.
Sure, sure, go ahead.
Sure, thank you. So, Snehal, you mentioned about this entire AI and how it will be implemented in Agile and for the course which you're mentioning. So, the entire preparation, as you mentioned, it has to start from the coming days till the conference and the webinar is planned. Can you provide an estimate like how much time it will require?
Yeah, so I would say this, right? The more time you spend, the more refined you will be. But we will provide just enough information for you to not be completely lost as a trainer on the trainer day. So, we'll provide you with guides that can help you. We'll provide you with resources, to read, to watch videos, right? There's a lot of, even you can even the basic, I would say everyone should have taken the Scrum Alliance AI Agility course. That is for free. So I have no shame plug there, but that was a course that was offered through Scrum Alliance. So that is a good foundation if you haven't taken that. So start there. So that's something that I can, but along with that, it'll just be a guide of, what are the steps you need to take before the 17th.
Okay. And the second part is, as you mentioned, there were some agents that you built and you are using it in your day-to-day work. So if someone is from a non-technical background, so those agents, are they available for everyone, or uh, it is something which has to be built by the developers first and then you can use it?
No, so in the course we will be teaching how you can build an agent, right?
Okay.
And you don't have to have any technical background, right? I will be showing you how to leverage like Cursor AI with an LLM or with whichever the case may be to help you build your own agent. And we'll look through some agent frameworks, and some of these agent frameworks actually have a GUI interface, so you don't need to code. It's a low code, no code solution. So we can also leverage that. So I'm a big believer that no one needs to have coding experience or technical experience to do the things that we will be doing that day.
But there must be some prerequisites, before starting this, building the codes or the as you mentioned. So there should be some prerequisites. So that is already available in your courses, which you mentioned, AI Scrum Alliance Agility course. So that must be having some information.
Yeah. Yeah. And similarly for the agent building, there's some resources already in that guide to help you to kind of get an intro to agents and how you can build. So in that prerequisite kind of resource guide that we have,
Mhm.
you'll be getting all of that information. But like I said, the more time you spend with it, the better you will be when you come on the 17th.
Sure. Thank you.
Hey, Snehal. I think so. I'm the only one which is raising it. This is topic. It was like, thanks for presenting. It was pretty mind-boggling to uh, have an insight about the AI and the Agile and the agents. So just a quick question on agents. So like, I can sense that like you explained that how you're gonna uh, create the agents. And then my question is regarding to how is there any mechanism you're eyeing to train the agents? Like once you create it and how they will be learning self and become self-sufficient, right? So as you go along, they will be performing tasks, right? But they should be learning and evolving as well, going forward as well to, So how do you think that you will be able to incorporate into those agents as well? So I'm just curious
Yeah,
to know.
so that's a great question, right? So I won't be able to give you an agent that's fully functional, and you're gonna have to continuously learn and apply these methods. What we will be teaching you is the fundamentals needed, right? Because building an agent requires there's so many different frameworks out there. I could name like 20 off the bat. But that's the art, right? It's like an art. You pick and choose which framework works for you. What is, how is this agent built differently? How can you use something like LangChain? Uh, Even though that might sound like scary, every time I say Python and people get scared. But why, right? There's no need to be scared of any coding language. But really, it's to understand the fundamental building blocks of building an agent. And then as you continue your journey in that agent world, you will start, I will share even resources on where to connect, which there's so many Discord channels, there's so many communities aside from what we're building, like LangChain has their community, Llama Index has their community. So how can you tap into these communities to build further? So I think you get a lot in even though it's a short period of time. you're going to take out a lot of learnings that you can apply right away, and also kickstart your journey to a point where I don't think anyone is teaching, especially in the agile space, no one is teaching how to build agents and do that. So I'm excited and I'm pretty confident. We've been teaching students, and students have been seeing great results. And it's just humble to see once you built your own agent. It's like, oh wow, I was able to do it, right? Someone who's come from a very non-technical background has stood up their own agent.
Thanks, Snehal, for giving an insight again. So unfortunately, I won't be able to attend that conference. So I'm overseas. So yeah, but definitely I'll get in touch with you virtually as well as Suresh to learn more about things and definitely yeah, play my part in this one as well. Thank you, and all the best for you. So thank you.
Thank you.
So as we have only 5 minutes, I think less than 6 minutes. Thank you, Snehal, for the great teaser. Hi, everyone. I have pasted the links to join the conference also. I'm just sharing my screen. We have 10% discount and 15% discount, 10% for individual and 15% for group of 3. If you go through the homepage, this is the current early bird price, 8,500 Indian rupees plus GST 18%. But you will get 10% on top of this for an individual and 15% for a group of 3. You can refer to the links I pasted in the chat window. You can also send an email to us, info@rsghyderabad2024.com, so that we can respond. And these are the workshops that Suresh was referring to. These are the post-conference workshop, AI Agile Coaching Foundation. This is the November 17th, 4 hours, 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And this is the Train the Trainer, again, full day. This includes the first half as well as the second half. So this is where you can register. Suresh also has pasted some discount links for the people who join this webinar will get a special discount. So I think this is a great opportunity for everyone to get acquainted with the latest AI skills and elevate your career by adding the skills to your resume, so that we all can become great agile coaches, scrum masters, and product owners. So I'm sure I'm going to join this Train the Trainer program. So I recommend everybody also to plan and join that.
Sorry, but I do have a small question, a quick to Snehal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as I'm a Scrum Master and newly Scrum Master, I just want to know how it's going to help for a Scrum Master, because in most of your talk over the conversation that we have from for the agents only a more major part. How does it going to work or facilitate the Scrum Masters?
Yeah,
How
so
it's going to benefit?
agents is just one piece. That is just a piece that if folks, that is like the last, so, it's a more of an advanced topic. But for a Scrum Master and product owner, you can leverage a lot of tools, AI tools that are there to help you. So, and we also kind of give a prompting guide on how you can build really good prompts for different LLMs. So if you're prompting ChatGPT today, it's different than prompting Claude, and it's different than prompting Gemini. So we kind of provide some details on how, as a Scrum Master, you can leverage these things pretty quickly. So for example, you may, as a Scrum Master, want to build a retrospective and you don't have a lot of time. So how can you pull really quickly the graphics? How can you use AI to even create a mural board within a couple of minutes, right? Based on a theme that your team is interested in. Or if you're doing sprint review, how can you leverage some of the Jira data and use AI to help you find insights, right? On how the team is performing. So there are a lot of techniques and tools not agents, but techniques and tools that we have, and what can you put in your toolbox as a Scrum Master to amplify your job, right? So there's so many. I'm going to save it for the day. I would recommend, if you're not taking the Train the Trainer course, at least take the AI Agile Coaching Foundations. And as a Scrum Master, you will walk out of the room with a lot of things to try. I can guarantee that.
Sure.
100%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, Snehal. It was very great and excited to join the conference as well as the session.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too. This is I think a work I've been to five, like this will be my fifth country joining this year. So again, excited to bring a lot of the learnings and that too. I know in India things are, moving pretty fast. And I'm excited to kind of share the journey that I've been on with all of you, so you guys can join this as well. But yeah, exciting times to be in.
Sure.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. Snehal, a special thanks to you as well, taking some time over a weekend and helping us understand how is the AI shaping up the agile world as well. And I'm sure all of us in this group have been equally excited to be part of the revolution. And we, on behalf of the conference organizing team, Vijay and myself, and on behalf of the volunteers team as well, we welcome you to the conference on the November 15th and 16th as well. The 17th, especially for the AI Agile courses. I'm sure all of us are looking forward to see you and the agents and all that tricks and techniques that you have developed, and I'm sure they are going to be helpful in our life as well. Yeah, looking forward, Snehal. Thank you so much once again.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Sure.
Yes, Snehal.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.